AARP believes in biking because it fits right into our livable community agenda. Newport is one of our cities that we've concentrated on and was the first city to pass a complete streets resolution. Everything within Newport is within 2 miles, so it's a very bikeable city. We're working with city officials, the community, and the police to make Newport a livable community, and biking is such an essential part of that.
The Newport Preservation Society is very much interested in encouraging people to bike to the mansions, to have tourists park their cars and get on bicycles, free up the streets from traffic so that we can have a nice view of the mansions and the beautiful view that we have here in Newport. Welcome everybody. We're going to be doing the Newport Mansion Tour. This is the 10:30 tour. Each one of our mansions actually has a bike rack so that you can be encouraged to just park your car, bike there, get your tickets, and just ride in between each of the mansions up and down Bellevue Avenue. It's absolutely beautiful. It's such a great opportunity to see the city.
As people age, having a city that is bikeable and walkable is very important. We all have the intention as we age to age in place and to be able to stay in our homes as long as we want to. And having good sidewalks and good roadways and a livable community is a part of that. The bikeability in Newport is so connected to our Complete Streets activity. And as I said earlier, Newport was the first city in Rhode Island to pass a Complete Streets resolution. And we're working at the state level to pass a Complete Streets bill. It has passed the Senate, and we're working on the House at this point.
Because Woonsocket Walks the City on the Move was a real high-level look at issues facing walkability in the city, we decided that a project like this would really help us dive down and help us better understand what signage we have in the city, what's appealing about that signage, and then what can be improved.
In thinking about signage, and you have the corridor signs, and then you have the downtown signs. So when I was thinking about design, what can we do to unify as opposed to adding another layer of design?
I was noticing this below that sign, 15-minute parking.
Usually the loading zones will say between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. over that. So there's a conflict here, and you actually...
Definitely.
I really like this sign here, and I find it pretty appealing. Mm-hmm. I like how the language is big. I like how it's clear what the address is. Right. And I think that the signage is a good position on the building.
For both motorists and pedestrians.
This is just a municipal parking lot, but then over the years it's just But there is no signage indicating, we just know it.
You don't, yes.
Yeah.
I think it was Route 104.
Is it 104 or 114? It's 104.
104.
All right.
So, it's a very small sign.
And it's probably been there for 50 years because...
But if you want to get people out of the city and directional, that's not... So maybe you can go back and take a picture of it.
It used to say free. This project is really working on connecting residents with government, with business leaders, with seniors, with young people who are moving into the city and remembering it for what it was. So there's a lot of opportunity in this project to not only improve the pedestrian experience here in the city and overcome some of the barriers to walkability, but really improve the livability of the city in total.
The gentleman proceeded to tell me, my wife makes a wonderful tuna fish sandwich. And I said, really? And he said, yes, with our cat food.
Is this what they call a tough neighborhood?
No, because I was raised up in it. But if you was out of the neighborhood, because of talk of Sub-Province, West End, and the drugs and the killing, it is a tough neighborhood. But if you're in it, you gotta roll with the punches.
I have cereal every morning for breakfast, and then Meals on Wheels comes at lunchtime, and then depends how I feel at night if I'm going to cook or not. Or have something or just have another bowl of cereal.
We know there's people out there who want Meals on Wheels, who would probably qualify for Meals on Wheels, but because of the wait list are discouraged from even getting on the list.
This month was not too bad. In the past month it's been horrendous, but hopefully things will look better.
Well, what does horrendous mean? Does it mean at the end of the month you're just down to
Almost zero.
Sometimes we become so satisfied with what we have until we forget that it's abundance. Until we come face to face with someone who doesn't have even a portion of that which we have.
Con tratamiento médico, medicina o cirugía se cura.
Today we are training approximately 20 people who are going to be learning how to teach the Tomando Control de su Salud, which is the Spanish version of chronic disease self-management. They're going to graduate and have all the knowledge that they need to go to their community and teach people with chronic disease on how to manage their illnesses.
You are teaching people how to master or manage their chronic disease so they could improve their quality of life. Then the empathy that you develop with these people to understand the limitations with their chronic disease and how to manage to improve their quality of life is what is really important in this training.
Here we are on a beautiful summer day, and we're doing something that matters, getting our young people ready to learn, because they are our future. And we're doing it together as a diverse, intergenerational community. We are a nation of diversity, a tapestry of color, and our future is with community. So when people want to see how America can work, I say let them come to Rhode Island, let them come to Providence, let them come to debate, and see how a community can work together for the benefit of all families and the children who are our future. I want to thank Kathleen, who you've heard a great deal about. Mayor Tavera said, you're really important, but the real person that matters here in Rhode Island is Kathleen, because I see her every day. The 14,000 backpacks is an off-the-chart community spirit. Our founder, Dr. Ethel Percy Andrus, would have referred to the work that you're all doing as an army of useful citizens. ARP is in the community, and we're active in a lot of different fronts. But the simplest way I can say it is we are in the workplace, the marketplace, and your place.
My name is Maria Matias. I'm a state employee, work for the Rhode Island Department of Health as a community systems coordinator for the diabetes program. I am really fearful for the future because there is too much conversation about state reform, you know, and reform for me is a big word, and it's a scary word.
I'm 90 years old, and I'm on a pension. I don't have any other income coming in except my pension. And if that pension is hurt, then I'm going to be hurt. I have friends that are on the lower end of the pension plan where they haven't put in a lot of time and they're still drawing their pension. And if they were to be pushed where their pension is really cut down, they may have to wind up on welfare.
The letter that I received talks about a 3% COLA, you know, as part of the pension that I will be entitled to get. So if the COLA disappears or if anybody touches that COLA, then I'm in bigger trouble. That means that I won't be able to retire. The reason that I use the word fear is, you know, my husband and I, you know, we are over 65 years old. My husband is cognitively disabled for life. So I'm the breadwinner of the house. I need to work in order to be able to pay rent, you know, and continue living. My independence, as many other seniors or elderly people, my independence is very important. You know, right now we have to do ends meet, you know, sometimes we have to decide or we eat or we pay for medicine or you know, we cannot even afford a vacation. So if the rules changes from one day to the other, my life is going to change from one day to the other, and I cannot afford that.
I always depended upon the promise of the government that if I put the time in and I paid my fair share, I would always get a pension, and it would be the pension that I went in for. There's a lot of people just like myself that have put a lot of time in to the state, working with the state, and they work for that promise. And if that promise isn't kept, they're going to suffer. And it's not fair that you've put your life work, that you've done this for your life work, and you've lived because of those promises, and those promises have been broken. That's not fair. Those promises should never be broken.